Hi, I'm Meg. Welcome to your Stretch and Mobility program. We're going to be going through the lower body today. So we're going to start off by standing out nice and wide. Let's take our toes into a turned parallel position for starters. Let's just take the hands to the front of the thighs. It'll bend through the knees and we're coming into a flat back position here. So hands push against the thighs to give you a bit of stability there. And let's unlock the knees out of their hyperextended position, out of their locked position. Take a breath in here and lengthen from the sit bones out into the crown of the head. And as you exhale, we're going to slide these hands down the outsides of the legs, drop the head at the bottom and take a nice deep knee bend, chin comes to chest. We're coming back up to that flat back position, sliding the hands up the front of the thighs, pushing the thighs away and lengthening out through the spine. Take an in breath. As you exhale, take the hands down the outsides of the legs, drop down into your squat. So coming through these movements for yourself in your own time, using your breath, we're just giving these legs a little massage here, a little fascia massage along the connective tissue here. Breathing in for one more. Exhale, coming down. Let's roll all the way up to a standing position. We're going to take our left hand and place it onto our right leg. Let's bend through that right leg. Little pressure down on that thigh again. And then take your right arm all the way up to the ceiling, pulling your elbow back in an arch. Let's breathe into this twist. And then as you exhale, bend through both knees and scoop yourself over to the other side. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, bend and scoop. Really open that elbow all the way back to the opposite side of your mat. Let's take two more. Inhale, up. Bend and scoop. Inhale, open. We're going to take the hands down to the ground and walk ourselves over to a squat. We're going to take the toes to a turnout position, flipping in your left toe up to the ceiling, bending through your left leg, right leg. We're going to take a little squat here. The heel can be off the floor, the belly is lifted, and let's just walk ourselves over to the other side. Relax through the hips at the back. Relax through the neck and shoulders. You might like to hang the head here, chin on your chest, keeping these hips nice and low to wherever's comfortable for you. We're going to take one more to each side. Down we go. Let's hold on this side here. We're going to take our right elbow and pull it into our right inside thigh, into the inside of that knee there. Place that hand down on the floor, out on the little diagonal, and we're pushing the elbow into the thigh to give it a little bit of an opening. We're going to take that left hand up to the ceiling and breathe in here. So gentle little push of the elbow into the knee to open the inside thigh, and then let's flip that top hand and reach it overhead for an inhale. As you exhale, circle that arm around to the floor and walk yourself over to the other side, nice and gently. Set up in that squat, and then let's bring left elbow to the inside thigh, pop it down on the floor, another arm opens up to the ceiling, taking a breath in. Stay for the exhale, flip that top palm and lift it up overhead for your side body stretch. Inhale into this one. And then exhale, walk that hand around. We're going to walk ourselves around into our lunge, facing the front of our mat. Push into your hands, step back into your plank position, and then just drop your knees down to the floor, untuck the toes, send yourself back into your child's pose. Go for a little rock from side to side. So just push the glutes, or rather the hips, out through your glutes, like a little massage from the inside out. And then we're going to roll up through the spine and come into your all fours position. Let's take our back leg and extend it out behind us. We're going to take that back leg towards me, over to the opposite side of your mat. Pulling your shoulder towards your hip. We've got left shoulder coming towards left hip, squishing that side body. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to bring these hips down towards our hands here on the mat. Little twist through the spine here. Let those hips drop down to the ground. Breathe into the side body. The other foot can just release off the floor and then gently come back into your all fours. Releasing, give those hips a wiggle. And let's take it to the other side. Extend out the front leg. Take it over to the back. And then pull your right shoulder to right hip. Give it a little squeeze and take a breath in. And then as you exhale, come back, shoulders towards the mat, and let's bring those hips to the front. Let the hips drop down, and let's release that foot off the floor. Twisting the shoulders around towards the back, we take a breath in. And then an exhale, slowly return all the way back. Release that off, give those hips a little wiggle. We're just gonna sit back into child's pose and then roll up through the spine to sit on our heels this time. We're gonna walk these hands back. Walk them back with your fingertips pointing towards your toes. Now before we go anywhere here, lift the pelvis and tuck it. Bring the pubic bone up towards the sky and the sit bones down towards your knees. Then we can push through the hands, push through the knees, and open the chest to the sky. If it feels good for your neck, hang that head back. Otherwise, you can stay looking forward. We're taking a breath in, lifting up. As you exhale, bend through the elbows and lower those hips to your heels. Take a little moment, really bend, sink the chest, let the shoulders roll forward. We're going to take another press up to the ceiling. Inhale, tucking that pelvis, opening that chest, opening from our kneecaps all the way into our shoulders. Breathe in. Exhale, bend and melt down. We've got one more here. Pushing up, nice and strong. Expand the front of the body, use the back of the body. And then exhale, melt down, chin to chest. We're going to push off of those hands and fold the body over into your child's pose. Just bring the head to the floor and take a breath in. As you exhale, let's roll up through the spine to sit on the heels. Just drop the hips over to one side. Bring yourself around to a seated position. And we're just going to take the feet standing on the floor with the knees up to the sky. Nice support here with the hands. And we're going to take our front leg and that ankle's going onto your knee. So we're coming into our seated figure 4 stretch here. We're going to push into the heels of the hands and lift that chest right up towards your shin, opening that front knee away from the chest as much as you can. Breathe in and try and puff that chest up to the ceiling. As you exhale, just stay and try and get a little bit more stretch out of that glute. And then when you're ready, we're going to drop that whole shape over to the back. So we take our left foot and we stand it on the ground here. Adjust yourself as you need. Pull that foot in nice and close so it's nice and comfy standing on the floor. And then wrap your back arm around your front leg here. Squeezing that thigh up into our chest and belly. Try and get both sit bones on the floor, but if that's too much, that sit bone can be lifted off. That's not a trouble whatsoever. What the most important thing is here is that we arch through our lower back and try and get that extension, lifting the chest up towards the ceiling so the whole spine is long from the sit bones all the way up into the crown of the head. If you like, you can take this front hand, take it back slightly behind you and go for a chest open here, a little twist of that thoracic. Stay here for a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, you might get a little bit more twist. If you want a little bit more, you can take that back hand up by your ear, take it inside that thigh, and then go for a little extra twist around. Take a breath in. Exhale, stay. Work to your own level here. Let's take one more belly breath, trying to arch through that spine. And then as you exhale, gently recover. We're coming into our double pigeon pose. So we take this underneath foot. We shift it out slightly away from us. Your top leg's going to stack on top of that leg. So important here is our box shape. We want to get parallel shins and we want to take this big angle bone right over onto the knee so the sole of the foot is hanging off of that thigh here. We're going to take a breath in and just sit up tall. Maybe this is enough for you. Maybe this is where you're feeling that stretch. Just stay and breathe. If you want a little bit more, you can walk the hands forward and take a little forward fold, dropping the head down, chin to chest. Take one long breath in. And then as you exhale, let's roll up through the spine. We're going to walk the hands back and come down onto your elbows if that's comfortable. Otherwise, stay up on your hands. That's fine. All we're doing here is letting gravity take our legs down to the floor. So just relaxing through the front of the hips. Letting that go. Soft legs. Take a breath in. And when you're ready, gently bring yourself up and out of it. Push into the hands. And we're going to take one more forward fold here. Walking the hands out and trying to bring yourself deeper into the stretch. Stay for a long breath. Just notice the difference there if you've gotten a little bit of extra room out of taking that open double pigeon. On your exhale, gently walk the hands in. Roll up through the spine. Bring the feet up to stand on the floor, rock on those sit bones and take a breath. And we're going to drop the knees towards me into that zigzag position and just take the backhand all the way up and over for a little side bend. Up to the ceiling, over to the other side. Relax the hips into the floor. Just one more to each side. Nice big flow with those arms. Land that hand on the floor, pick the knees up, take them to the other side, to the back, and take a big side stretch. Inhale, exhale to swap. Both sit bones dropping down to the floor as much as you can. Last one. Coming back up, pick the knees up, turn yourself to the front of your mat, and let's go on the other side with that little series. Taking your back ankle and placing it onto your knee, pushing through those hands and lifting your chest. So adjust as you need, and then really try and push through the heels of the hands to bring the chest up towards that shin, and then maybe puffing it up to the ceiling. Take a breath in here and open. Stay for your exhale. Let it open through that glute. One more breath into your glute. And then exhale, relax. We're going to take that down to the floor. Standing our back foot on the ground, yeah? Wrapping our front arm all the way around. So we've got left arm around our right leg, and then the other hand comes out by your hip, and we go for a little chest twist. Sit up high on those sit bones, try and arch through that lower back. Lift the sternum up to the sky and take a breath in. And then as you exhale, if you like, you can progress further to bring that left arm up by your ear, and then a little push into that thigh and an extra twist around to the side. You might find that one side's a little bit tighter than the other. Stay with it and breathe. Belly breaths here and a long spine still. Exhale to get a little bit more out of the stretch, and then gently recovering, untwisting, and bringing yourself into your double pigeon. So stack the legs. Make sure that heel comes out far away from your sit bone underneath that front knee, and that top heel, that top ankle, goes right up over that front knee. Breathe and lift up tall. Maybe here's where you'll stay. Maybe if you want, you can walk the hands out a little bit further. Fold the body over. Stay where you can, and exhale to soften the muscles. We're going to take our little walk back, coming down onto your elbows or your hands, wherever you're most comfortable. Try and relax the legs. Sink down, let the weight of the legs drop down into the ground. Breathe in, maybe you even relax the chest to the floor, relax the belly to the floor. And on an exhale, let's gently recover, push through the hands and lift yourself up. Take one breath in this long spine, and then if you want more, we can walk the hands out and take that chest for a forward fold over into your full double pigeon. Remember, stay where you can and take a deep breath in. Have you got a little bit of extra space to bend and fold into this one? Maybe let it go. And then gently walk the hands in and recover. Let's take both legs out long here. Nice little wiggle on the floor. Rock on those sit bones. Lift up, inhale, flex through the feet, touch the ceiling. Exhale, take the chest over the legs. Grab hold of what you can. Pull that chest slightly forward. Take a breath in. And then exhale, forward fold over the legs. Chin to chest, hang. Just one breath here. Use your exhale to fold deeper. And then let's slowly roll up through the spine. Keep that chin on your chest. Catch behind the knees. Stand the feet on the floor. And then roll yourself all the way down onto your back for a little knee squeeze in. Roll around on that lower back. We're going to take the hands up overhead. Take an inhale. Press the heels up to the sky. Really push those heels away and breathe in from your fingertips all the way into your heels. And then exhale, drop those legs heavy down on your hamstrings and take a little bounce of those legs. You might like to give those legs a good shake in the air. Little dead bug legs. And then let's go for one more push. Heels up to the ceiling like you're standing on the ceiling. Reach the fingertips out long, stretching yourself in an L shape. Inhale. Exhale, drop and bounce. When you're ready, let those legs slide out into your Shavasana. Maybe you'd like to leave your arms up overhead, or maybe you prefer bringing them down onto your belly or down by your side with your palms to the ceiling. Take a moment to take a long breath in to the whole body. Paying particular attention to the hips and the glutes. And down the backs of the legs. Breathe and imagine you can see the space that you've created there. And let the eyes close. Feel free to stay here for a few more breaths or as long as your day has available to you. Or if you'd like to wrap up with me, we're gently going to roll ourselves onto our side. And just finish by bringing yourself up into a seated position, nice and gently, nice and slowly. Thanks for joining me for our lower body stretch today.